Did you know that by the time most people reach their 80s, they've already lost nearly half of the muscle mass they had when they were younger? And we're not just talking about looking thinner or feeling a little weaker. This kind of loss affects everything: your balance, your ability to walk without help, and most importantly, your independence. It's a condition called sarcopenia. It creeps in quietly, year after year, and it's now one of the leading reasons why older adults fall, end up in the hospital, and slowly lose the ability to care for themselves. In the United States alone, more than 300,000 seniors are hospitalized each year due to falls directly linked to weak muscles. But here's the good news, and it's more powerful than you might think. Scientists from Tufts University and the Mayo Clinic have discovered that this kind of muscle loss doesn't have to be your story. It can be slowed, it can even be reversed, and it's not about expensive treatments or miracle pills. It's about daily habits, simple practical things that anyone can do, starting today. There's a special group of older adults researchers called superagers. These are men and women in their 70s, 80s, even 90s who still move with strength, confidence, and control. They carry their own groceries, climb stairs without holding the rail. Some even still hike, dance, and play sports, not because they're lucky, but because they live differently. Today, you're going to discover 8 of the daily habits they follow, all backed by science, all proven to protect and rebuild your muscles no matter your age. One of these habits is almost never discussed by doctors, yet it could be the key to sleeping better, healing faster, and staying on your feet for many more years. So stay with us until the very end, because habit number 8 might just be the missing piece you've been looking for. And before we begin, we'd love to know, where are you watching from? Share in the comments below. And if there's something you've been doing to stay strong as you age, tell us about it. Your story might inspire someone else to take that first step today. Let's start with what may be the most important habit of all, the one that researchers at the University of Alabama have called the most powerful tool we have to fight aging. It's something that doesn't require a fancy gym, a personal trainer, or even much equipment, but it does require one thing: your willingness to move and to keep moving. This habit is called progressive resistance training. You may have heard the phrase, use it or lose it. When it comes to your muscles, that couldn't be more true. After age 50, your body naturally begins to break down muscle tissue faster than it can rebuild it. But that process only accelerates when the muscles aren't challenged regularly. Left unused, they shrink, weaken, and disappear. But here's the hopeful part. The opposite is also true. When you apply resistance, when you gently push your muscles to do just a bit more than they did yesterday, they respond. They grow stronger. They hold you up longer. They protect you from falls, injuries, and dependence. One study from the University of Alabama found that adults in their 70s who followed a structured resistance training routine for just 12 weeks gained an average of 3.3 pounds of lean muscle and increased their overall strength by 35%. These weren't lifelong athletes. They were ordinary people just like you who decided to start. So what does progressive resistance training actually look like? It means gradually increasing the challenge you give your muscles over time. It can be as simple as doing bodyweight squats or pushing against a wall. It can mean lifting light dumbbells or using resistance bands right in your living room. What matters most isn't where you do it or how long, but that you progress gently, safely, and consistently. The best movements are what exercise scientists call compound movements, the ones that mimic real-life actions. Things like standing up from a chair, pushing open a heavy door, reaching up to take something from a shelf. Movements like squats, gentle rows, presses, and pulling exercises not only activate multiple muscle groups, they build the kind of strength that helps you stay independent and confident. Of course, if you haven't been active in a while, it's important to start slow. Begin with just your body weight, focus on proper form, and most importantly, listen to your body. 2 to 3 sessions a week is enough to start seeing results, and it's always wise to check with your doctor before beginning something new. You don't have to do a lot to feel a difference. In fact, many older adults find that just 10 minutes of slow, focused movement a few times a week can change how they walk, how they sleep, and how they feel in their own body. So here's a question for you. What's one simple movement you could start with this week? Maybe it's 5 chair squats each morning. Maybe it's pressing your hands into a wall and holding for 10 seconds. Whatever it is, write it down. Say it out loud, or share it in the comments below, because it's never too late to rebuild strength. And sometimes, all it takes is one small movement to begin something much bigger. Now that we've talked about movement, let's turn to something just as important: what you feed your muscles. because it's not only about staying active. To rebuild and maintain strength, your body needs the right materials, and protein is at the very heart of that process. But here's something many people don't know, especially as they get older. After the age of 60, your body doesn't process protein the way it used to. Scientists call this anabolic resistance, and what it means is that your muscles become less responsive to the protein you eat. The same amount of food that once helped you stay strong now barely keeps you from losing more. But here's the good news. There's a simple and powerful fix. And it's not about eating more. It's about when you eat it. Most older adults eat very little protein at breakfast, a small amount at lunch, and then load up on it at dinner. But according to research published in the Journal of Nutrition, that's the exact opposite of what your muscles need. Your body can only use so much protein at one time. If you eat it all at the end of the day, you miss multiple opportunities to trigger muscle growth throughout the day. Instead, aim to spread your protein intake evenly. Try to get 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at each meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Doing this can increase your body's ability to build muscle by up to 25%, even without changing anything else in your routine. That means starting your day with something more than just toast or coffee. Try a couple of eggs, a bowl of Greek yogurt, or a smoothie with protein powder and fruit. At lunch, consider a tuna sandwich, lentil soup, or a piece of grilled chicken. And at dinner, continue the pattern. Not overloading, just keeping things balanced. Think of your meals like a team effort. Breakfast gets the game started, lunch keeps things moving, and dinner brings it home. If one meal is missing protein, the whole system works harder and achieves less. And one more thing, this isn't about counting grams or being perfect, it's about being consistent. Your body responds best to rhythm, to routine, so give your muscles a steady signal that it's time to grow and stay strong. Now here's a quick reflection for you. Think about what you've eaten today, or even yesterday. Did your meals include enough protein? And was it spread throughout the day? If the answer is yes, that's fantastic. Keep going. And if not, don't worry. This is the perfect time to adjust. Just one change at breakfast can make a big difference over time. Take a look at your meals today. Are you spreading out your protein? Type yes or need to fix it in the comments. We'd love to know where you're starting from. Because progress doesn't begin with perfection, it begins with awareness. We've talked about movement, we've talked about fuel. Now let's talk about something your muscles can't function without. Even though most people have no idea they're missing it. It's vitamin D. And among experts, it's often referred to as the muscle vitamin. That's because vitamin D doesn't just help with bone strength. It also plays a critical role in muscle contraction, coordination, and recovery. Without it, your muscles simply don't work the way they should. And here's the part that's most concerning. Over 80% of older adults in the US are deficient in vitamin D and don't even know it. Why does that matter? Because low vitamin D levels have been directly linked to reduced muscle strength, poor balance, and a higher risk of falls. It's one of those silent deficiencies that can quietly rob you of confidence and independence. But there's good news too. And it comes from research at Harvard Medical School. Their studies found that older adults with optimal vitamin D levels, above 40 nanograms per milliliter, had 25% more muscle strength than those who were deficient. They also had better posture, steadier walking, and faster reaction times. All things that help you move through life with more ease and less fear. So how do you get enough? Sunlight is the most natural source. Just 15 to 20 minutes of midday sun exposure on your arms and face can make a difference. Though as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at converting sunlight into vitamin D. That's why many seniors need to turn to food and supplements. Fatty fish like salmon and mackerel are excellent sources, so are egg yolks and fortified dairy products. But even with a healthy diet, it's often not enough. Most older adults need 2,000 to 4,000 international units per day to reach and maintain optimal levels. That should always be confirmed with a blood test. And it's best to combine vitamin D with vitamin K2, which helps guide calcium to your bones instead of your arteries. It's a small but critical detail many people miss. This isn't about chasing numbers or taking pills just because. It's about giving your body what it needs to move confidently, to stand tall, walk steadily, and prevent the kind of injuries that can take months or even years to recover from. So let me ask you, when was your last vitamin D test? If you're not sure, talk to your doctor. It might be the simplest, most powerful fix you ever make. One blood test, one daily habit, and a whole new level of strength could be waiting for you. Let's talk about something you can't see or feel. but that could be quietly draining your strength every single day. It's called chronic inflammation. And in the world of aging science, it even has its own name, inflammaging. It may sound like just another buzzword, but its effects are very real. Chronic low-grade inflammation doesn't make you feel sick. It doesn't cause a fever. But deep inside your body, it's sending out signals that break down muscle tissue faster than you can rebuild it. And when left unchecked, it interferes with the very process that helps you recover after exercise or absorb the protein from your meals. In other words, even if you're doing all the right things, staying active, eating well, inflammation can quietly sabotage your results. But here's the part that's empowering. You can reduce inflammation dramatically with a few consistent lifestyle choices. And the benefits go far beyond just stronger muscles. They reach into your heart, your brain, your joints, and your long-term health. Let's start with sleep. Getting 7 to 8 hours of restful, uninterrupted sleep each night is one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory tools we have. During deep sleep, your body releases hormones that repair tissue, calm the immune system, and reset your stress response. Skimping on sleep, even by just 1 hour, can increase inflammation markers by up to 40%, according to recent studies. Next is your gut, the foundation of your immune system. A diverse, fiber-rich diet supports healthy gut bacteria, which in turn help regulate inflammation throughout the body. Aim to eat 30 different plant foods each week. That includes vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains, herbs, and even spices. Variety is key. Think of it as feeding a garden. The more diverse, the better it grows. Then there are the anti-inflammatory superstars, foods and compounds that have been studied extensively for their protective effects. Omega-3 fatty acids from fatty fish or supplements, curcumin from turmeric, extra virgin olive oil, rich in polyphenols, and antioxidant-packed berries, green tea, dark leafy greens. All of them work in harmony to keep your internal fire in check. One landmark study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that combining these anti-inflammatory strategies, sleep, fiber variety, and key nutrients, helped reduce inflammation markers by up to 29% in just 12 weeks. That's not just a number. That's your joints feeling looser, your steps feeling lighter, your recovery improving after a walk, a stretch, or a workout. So here's a fun question for you. What's your favorite anti-inflammatory food? Maybe it's a warm cup of green tea, a bowl of fresh blueberries, a sprinkle of turmeric on your morning eggs. Whatever it is, share it with us in the comments below. You might just give someone else a new idea to try this week. Because staying strong isn't just about lifting weights or counting steps. It's also about reducing what quietly tears you down and giving your body the chance to heal, repair, and thrive. By now, we've talked about movement, protein, recovery, and inflammation. But there's one more piece of the puzzle, and it's hiding in the tiny details most people overlook. Micronutrients. They may be called micro, but their impact on your strength, energy, and muscle health is anything but small. In fact, without the right micronutrients, your body can't fully use the food you eat or respond to the effort you're putting in. It's like trying to build a house without nails. You might have the materials, but nothing holds together. Let's start with magnesium. Often called the forgotten electrolyte, magnesium is essential for over 300 processes in your body, including muscle contraction, nerve signaling, and energy production. Yet over 70% of older adults are deficient. If you've been feeling weak, fatigued, crampy, or restless at night, low magnesium might be the reason. Next is vitamin B12, but not just any form. You want methylated B12, also known as methylcobalamin. As we age, our stomachs produce less acid, making it harder to absorb B12 from food. And if you're taking medications like metformin for diabetes or proton pump inhibitors for heartburn, your levels may be even lower. A B12 deficiency can quietly affect muscle coordination, energy levels, and even memory, all without obvious warning signs. Then there's creatine. You may have heard of it in the context of bodybuilders, but don't let that fool you. Creatine has been studied extensively in older adults, and the results are remarkable. A daily dose of 3 to 5 grams can increase muscle strength, support brain health, and even improve walking speed and balance. It works by restoring ATP, your cell's main source of energy, and keeping your muscles primed to perform. Zinc and selenium round out the list. These two minerals are critical for protein synthesis, immune support, and cellular repair. Low levels of either one can lead to poor recovery, slow healing, and, you guessed it, muscle loss over time. What's most important to remember is this: taking a generic multivitamin may not give you what you actually need. Not all supplements are created equal, and without proper testing, you may be missing key ingredients your body is quietly begging for. That's why many superagers don't guess, they test. A simple micronutrient panel, ordered by your doctor, can reveal specific deficiencies and guide a smarter, more targeted approach to supplementation. So here's a question worth asking yourself. Are you taking a one-size-fits-all vitamin, or are you giving your body exactly what it's missing? Talk to your doctor about micronutrient testing. It could be the step that unlocks your next level of strength, energy, and vitality. And you might be surprised by what your body truly needs. There's a part of muscle health that rarely gets mentioned, and yet, it may be the very first thing to decline as we get older. It's not your strength, not your flexibility, it's your connection. More specifically, the connection between your brain and your muscles. What scientists call the neuromuscular junction. It's the small but powerful link that allows your nervous system to communicate with your muscles, telling them when to move, how much to contract, and how to respond to the world around you. After age 60, these connections begin to weaken. The signals slow down. They become fuzzy, less coordinated, less efficient. And even if your muscles are still there, they may not respond as quickly or as smoothly. You might notice your balance isn't quite the same. Movements feel slower. Tasks that once felt automatic now require extra focus. But here's the hopeful part. Just like your muscles, these connections can be trained, maintained, and even restored. One of the most powerful ways to preserve neuromuscular health is through coordination-based movement. Exercises that force your brain and body to work together in real time. Things like Tai Chi, dancing, ping pong, or even simple balance drills. These activities challenge your nervous system in ways that walking or lifting weights alone can't. They activate precise motor pathways, strengthen reaction time, and rebuild confidence in how your body moves. Another powerful tool is your breath. A technique called box breathing, where you inhale for 4 counts, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold again for 4. Helps stimulate the vagus nerve, which plays a major role in neuromuscular communication. Just 5 minutes a day of slow, intentional breathing can improve focus, calm the nervous system, and enhance mind-body coordination. Certain nutrients also support the health of these vital junctions. Alpha-lipoic acid, ALA, and acetyl L-carnitine help protect the nerve endings from oxidative stress, keeping the signals clear and fast. And benfotiamine, a special form of vitamin B1, has shown promise in supporting nerve conductivity, especially in older adults or those managing blood sugar issues. The goal isn't perfection, it's precision. The more we challenge our coordination, the more we reinforce the pathways that allow us to walk with confidence, reach without hesitation, and trust our movements again. So here's your gentle challenge for the week. Do something new that engages both your brain and your body. Maybe it's learning a simple dance step. Maybe it's balancing on one foot while brushing your teeth. Maybe it's trying Tai Chi in the park or joining a beginner class near you. Whatever it is, make it playful, make it curious, and most of all, make it yours. Because staying strong isn't just about building muscle. It's about keeping the connection alive between who you are and how you move through the world. Not all stress is bad. In fact, a small amount of the right kind of stress, at the right time, might just be one of the most powerful ways to stay strong, energized, and biologically younger. This idea is called hormetic stress, and it's one of the best kept secrets of aging well. Hormetic stress refers to short bursts of challenge that gently push your body beyond its comfort zone, not enough to harm you, but just enough to activate powerful repair mechanisms at the cellular level. Think of it like pruning a tree. You apply just a little pressure and the result is stronger, more resilient growth. So what does this look like in daily life? One of the most accessible forms is cold exposure. Finishing your shower with just 30 seconds of cool or cold water can send a wave of beneficial stress signals through your body. It activates brown fat, supports mitochondrial function, and perhaps most importantly, helps stimulate a gene family called FOXO, known for its role in cellular longevity and muscle preservation. On the opposite side of the spectrum, heat exposure through saunas or hot baths offers similar benefits. Just 2 to 3 sauna sessions a week have been linked to increased heat shock proteins, molecules that help repair damaged cells, including muscle fibers. A long-term Finnish study even found that people who regularly use saunas lost less muscle over time and had better cardiovascular health overall. Then there's intermittent fasting, or what researchers now call time-restricted eating. Simply eating your meals within an 8 to 10 hour window each day gives your body more time to repair, clean out damaged cells through a process called autophagy, and reduce inflammation. And unlike harsh calorie-restricting diets, time-restricted eating focuses on when you eat, not necessarily how much, making it more sustainable for many people. Together, these stressors activate systems in the body that enhance muscle function, improve metabolism, and even slow signs of aging, all without requiring hours at the gym or complicated routines. But here's the key: moderation. These practices work because they're short, controlled, and followed by rest. The goal isn't to shock your system, it's to nudge it gently, consistently, and intentionally. So which one are you brave enough to try this week? A cold splash at the end of your shower, a slightly shorter eating window, or maybe treating yourself to a sauna session and calling it recovery? Let us know in the comments below. And remember, you don't have to do everything at once. Pick one small challenge, something that feels new but doable, and start there. Your body may surprise you with just how strong and adaptable it still is. And now we come to one of the most overlooked, yet most powerful habits for preserving strength and vitality after 70. It doesn't require exercise. It doesn't cost a thing. And you can do it right in the comfort of your own bed. It's deep, restorative sleep. The kind that lets your body recover, rebuild, and recharge at the deepest level. When you sleep, your body isn't shutting down. It's working harder than ever behind the scenes, especially in your muscles. During deep sleep, your body releases growth hormone, repairs damaged tissue, restores mitochondrial function, and resets the systems that control energy, inflammation, and immune defense. In fact, studies from the Sleep Research Society show that adults who get 7 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep per night have significantly better muscle strength, immune function, and even cognitive clarity compared to those who sleep less or sleep poorly. But here's the challenge. As we get older, deep sleep becomes harder to achieve. Our circadian rhythms shift, melatonin production drops, and years of stress, medication, or poor sleep hygiene can lead to lighter sleep, frequent waking, or long nights of tossing and turning. And unfortunately, poor sleep doesn't just make you tired. It accelerates muscle loss, increases inflammation, and slows down recovery, creating a cycle where you feel weaker, move less, and sleep even worse. But the good news is that, just like your muscles, your sleep patterns can be trained and improved with the right habits and just a little patience. Doctors and sleep specialists recommend a few key changes that can make a real difference. First, try going to bed before 10:30 p.m. Your body's natural production of growth hormone peaks earlier in the night, and getting to bed too late may mean missing that window. Second, avoid caffeine after 2 p.m. Even if you don't feel its effects, it can silently interfere with your brain's ability to fall into deep, restorative sleep. Third, reduce exposure to blue light in the hour before bed. That means turning off TVs, tablets, and phones, or using blue light filters if needed. The blue spectrum of light suppresses melatonin, the hormone that tells your body it's time to rest. And finally, if you struggle to fall or stay asleep despite good habits, some older adults find gentle support from low-dose melatonin, usually between 1 to 3 milligrams, taken 30 minutes before bed. It's always best to speak with your doctor before starting any supplement. The point is this: your muscles don't grow in the gym, they grow in your sleep. So if you're doing the right things during the day, moving, eating well, challenging your mind and body, don't let poor sleep undo that progress at night. Prioritize your rest like you prioritize your strength. Here's something to try tonight. Turn off all screens, phone, TV, tablet, 1 hour before bed. Make yourself a cup of herbal tea, dim the lights, breathe slowly, and just notice how your body responds. You may feel calmer, you may fall asleep faster, and you may wake up tomorrow just a little stronger. Let us know how you sleep in the comments below, because rest isn't laziness, it's preparation, it's healing, it's the final ingredient in the strength you're building, one night at a time. So here we are, at the end of this journey, but perhaps the beginning of a much more meaningful one. You've just discovered 8 habits, grounded in science, proven by time, and practiced by those we call superagers. But behind every tip, every study, every recommendation is something much deeper: the belief that you still matter, that your body can still change, that your strength, your energy, your freedom, they are not things of the past. They are things of the present, things you can reclaim, Because aging isn't a slow fade. Not if you choose otherwise. It can be a new chapter, stronger, wiser, more intentional than ever before. You see, muscles don't check your birth year. They respond to what you do today. One extra movement, one deeper breath, one better night's sleep. That's how strength returns. That's how independence stays. And maybe the world doesn't always talk about this part of aging, the empowered part. But here, in this space, we do. This is what Golden Wise Elders is all about. Living fully, aging boldly, and showing the world that the best is never behind us. It's still unfolding. So now, it's your turn. Which of these habits are already part of your life, and which one will you begin today? Share your story in the comments. Your voice might be exactly what someone else needs to hear right now. And if this video made you feel hopeful, if it reminded you that you're still in control, please consider giving it a like. Share it with a friend, a parent, or someone walking the same path. Hit subscribe and tap the bell so we can keep growing stronger together. Because this isn't just another health video. This is a movement, and you are part of it. Thank you for spending your time with us today. We're honored to be walking beside you. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and above all, stay strong.